the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a comedy movie review and I'll be having a look at the movie Transylmania. So the idea here is basically an American Pie style comedy with a vampire twist. The central premise is a group of college kids in America decide to go on a kind of trip to Transylmania and kind of stay in the university there to sort of experience the culture over there and whatnot. Different type of students, a lot of which are kind of the cliches. For example, you've got the dope heads, you've kind of got the nerdy one, etc. And once they're there, of course, being in Transylvania, they discover it's actually the site of an evil vampire that used to live there and is kind of sorceress girlfriend, and there's a prophecy where they're going to kind of return, and it just so happens that one of the college kids actually looks like a spitting image of this vampire called Radu, and of course hilarity ensues once they're over there. So when I started to watch this film, I was kind of a little bit, oh, this is going to be a bit rubbish. And when I first started to watch it, the scenes at the beginning of the film, when you have them in America, I thought actually it might not be too bad, you know, as a kind of an American Pie kind of sort of rip-off type film. And there was a couple of admittedly crude but funny jokes in the beginning. However, there's a point early on in the film where we kind of have a flashback to sort of showing you basically the setup of this kind of the vampires in this sort of castle and whatnot. And it's from that point really, which is not very long into the film, that you kind of realise the majority of humour in this film is going to be extremely juvenile. And it's such a strange mix, because it's obviously meant to be like a more of an older adult sort of sex comedy. There's a lot of sex jokes, dick sort of getting slammed in a laptop, that sort of thing. But then we have these sort of jokes that sort of permeate the majority of the film that are so young that are kind of, I guess, a 10-year-old would find funny. So it's unfortunately, and that represents probably about 90% of the humour in this film. So if you're a little bit discerning in your comedy, shall we say, I think you'll find it just very stupid, very silly, and you know, just extremely juvenile. That said, there are a couple of jokes that are spotted throughout the film that do kind of make you laugh, but ultimately there's so much rubbish humour and just kind of not particularly well thought out jokes, things like that. It just makes it a real sort of tiresome film to sit through. In regards to the rest of the film, the plot is obviously very slight. There's lots of kind of pretty babes in there if you just kind of want to watch it for that. But ultimately, I found this film quite boring to sit through. There's a couple of obviously references to sort of pop culture and things like that in there. You've kind of got this sort of female teacher, and she reminds me of the girl from Van Helsing and things like that. And you know, so there's a few things like that you're going to kind of maybe recognise, and that's obviously trying to sort of take the piss on that. It isn't very funny at the end of the day. Comedy, that's what you want from it, and this one unfortunately isn't. It could have been okay, I think, but I just think the humour was way too juvenile and just too stupid at the end of the day. So I'm going to give this one a 2.5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? There's a film called Vampire You, which is a kind of very similar setup. I'll be interested to know what your thoughts are on either of those and which one you may thought was the best. So 2.5 for me. Let me know what your thoughts are. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.